Welcome back, flat motherfucking power. Just gotta wake y'all up today. I have somebody special with me today. But before we start this thing, let me tweet this right quick. Let everybody on my Twitter feed know what's going down before we begin. I don't want nobody saying, Bro Sanchez, I didn't know about it. So before I introduce today's guest, let me do that. And let me see y'all do that as well. Go ahead, hit up the Twitter, hit up the Facebook. You don't want none of your brothers missing this one. It's going to be powerful. We getting into Vedic cosmology today. And listen, y'all know it's going to get deep. I have someone with me very special who's been dealing with Vedic cosmology for quite a while on YouTube, and that is my brother Lotus Ocean. Welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm very pleased to be on your show, because it's all about truth and integrity and sincerity. So that's why I'm here. Like this is the right place to talk about these things and to talk about the Vedic past aspect of these things, which has been ignored for so long now.
I'm sorry my mic was muted. What I was saying was we're in for a treat today because not only do I have a lot of knowledge on Vedic cosmology, but I'm here with someone today that I know they have a lot of knowledge on it. So guys, we're gonna have a great show today, and basically, hold on. What I want to say to all of you is we're going to open up for questions later. But for a brief introduction, Lotus Ocean, I have a lot of questions for you before we get deep into this. And one of being, how did you come into Flat Earth and how long have you been around on the scene?
The thing is that in the Vedic cosmology, Earth is flat. It's called Bhumandal. Okay, so it's called Bhu Devi. It's a flat plane. Okay, it's a big plane, but it is a flat plane. So, to me, it's I've known that since I was 10 years old. I mean, the whole this baller theory was only put in 400, 500 years ago, and people, just because they've been teaching it in school and school books and textbooks. I mean, that's the only way people have come to know that. I mean. But from the Vedic point of view, it was always flat. There is even all the mathematics, all the for star planet movement, Graha movement, everything happens on a basis of a flat Earth. And I'm sort of associated with Vedic astrology called Jyotish, and all the mathematics and calculations for that happen from a flat Earth point of view. So you can say that I've been in it for a long time, way before this topic even started on the internet. So.
Earlier, you brought up some of the topics that I mentioned a lot on my channel. You even brought up the fact that I reach out to the Black conscious community. And when you did that, it really made me feel good because you're someone that's in a unique position, Lotus. You live in England. You are. I would consider you a Vedic, and I'm striving to be a Vedic vegan. Is what I call it, double V, baby, Vedic vegans.
Yes. Yes.
I'm striving. I love the culture. It's something I strive spiritually to be a part of. I love the concept of Mama Kali. And for me to be a black man and into this stuff is quite rare, and I'm glad to have you.
I mean, I've never seen any black or white person. I mean, I've never seen those two things. I've never seen anybody black. I've never seen anybody white. Okay. I mean, personally, it's just a thing which they made up in this sort of thing. Nobody looks white and nobody looks black like paper. So nobody looks those colors. But anyways, that's the whole thing. In the Vedic thing, the whole Earth is like a sort of family and community. It's not all this thing is not there, and it's a good thing you pointed out the Vedic word. We have to dissociate that word with Hindu and Indian, okay? Because the word Indian was made by the so-called English, like there's a river called Indus. So whatever people lived on that side of the river, they call that India, and then those people became Indians. And the same Hindu river, because they couldn't pronounce Hindu, they called it Indus. So it became Hindu, it became India. Okay, so it had nothing to do with the Vedic knowledge per se. Vedic knowledge was there all over, but in that particular landmass, which was called Bharat before, that was what is called India now, was called Bharat. That was its real name. Okay, now the Bharat's goddess was Bharati. Okay, so Bharati became Britha. So, but now these people could not pronounce Britha, so they call it Britta. Britta became Brittany, which became Britannia, which became Great Britain, which was ruling the world for how many years. So that Britannia is everywhere, and so that name actually comes from Bharat and Bharati, and so they took away that name and they put the name India. And so what right now the Indian thing is, or the Hindu thing is, it's not totally congruent with the Vedic thing. It's like it's not going as per the Vedic. Like they have gone very far away from the Vedic thing. So people should not try and associate the Vedic thing with Indians or with the Hindu religion as it stands today. Because this making up religion thing, because Vedic was never a religion. It was like a whole cosmology. It was like the whole thing. I mean, to call it religion is like making a joke out of it. So like it's not like Islam, Christianity, or any of these things. It's nothing. It's not a one book thing, and like the way Hinduism is practiced today is just like how Buddhism is, like, which has got nothing to do with Buddha. So it's, I mean, that happens in all these things. So I just wanted your listeners and viewers to know that to begin with, as a starting point.
Hey, I hope you guys are taking notes, because he just said a lot. Hindu, Indian, and Vedic. Basically, Indian and Hindu is an offshoot of Vedic. So it all originated from the Vedics, and we all know that. But why? It's like they watered everything down. So spirituality became religion. And religion is synthetic spirituality. Just like the synthetic form of Vedic cosmology later became Hinduism and most of the Indian culture. So no one has the truth.
I mean, the thing is that in the Hinduism right now, I mean, the cosmology is not there anyways. I mean, it's not like Indians study Vedic things, or every Indian knows Vedic cosmology or Vedic. It's not so. Like, not everybody does that. Okay, so it's only people who are interested in that study that or go into that. Like, it's not like a done deal. Like when you are that, you will study that. And modern Hinduism is just like a way of like having fun and just like having sweets and just celebrating. Like in Hinduism, there's just many more holidays than just Christmas. I mean, so it's more about having that kind of thing. It's nothing to do with the actual real Vedic thing, from the past. I mean, and now like the thing was that when the so-called English came to India and at that time, which was Bharat, and they knew that knowledge was core knowledge, it was real, it was most ancient and all of that. And that's why they put it in the back burner from that point. They made sure that it was not going to come out or spread out in the world, So.
Hey, I'm loving this, and the people is too. And I have a lot more questions for you. You said not too many people in this new flat earth awakening is bringing up the Vedic cosmology. And when you said that, I totally agree with you. I think that me and Santos Bonacci probably the only two flat earthers that are deal deep into the Vedics, and well as yourself, as well as Sujoy Kabiraj. Shout out to Sujoy.
Yes.
Let me just say,
you brought up. Yeah, you brought up Santos. Yeah, and Santos had been asking me for I'd been talking to him a few times, and he asked me about the Vedic aspect of flat earth, and so I talked to him about it, to Santos.
Oh, and Santos actually asked you questions about it. That's awesome.
Yes, because he doesn't come from a Vedic point of view. Actually, he came from a Western point of view, and he did syncretism. He used to do syncretism, so he didn't know much about the Vedic thing. He's a beginner in the Vedic thing. So I mean, he's going more deeper into it now as time goes on. But It's just starting out. So,
Now, later I'm going to talk more to you about Santos Bonacci because I've got some questions for you about him, but I didn't mean to cut
yeah.
you off. Go ahead.
No. What I wanted to say was that the Vedic thing is a vast thing. I mean, the knowledge is not just cosmology, like the astrology, the whole lifestyle, the basics, everything like connects. For example, you said like in the West they think vegan is Vedic, but vegetarian is Vedic, but vegan is not, because in the Vedic thing, cow is very important. The cow is like earth. Cow is like, how earth is mother and cow is mother. And in the like from the cow's milk, actually you can get very healthy actually, and you can take out all the diseases and stuff. Like earlier in Vedic times, they used to like let cows roam in the jungle. And when the cows goes to go to the jungle, and they would eat different herbs, in the jungle. And when they came back, they would just take out the milk and drink that, and you'll cure everything. You don't have to go pick all the herbs yourself in the jungle, and because the cow knew better which herbs are better and which herbs you need at that time, or you might be requiring at that time. So the Vedic thing is very like milk based system, actually not a vegan system. It's a vegetarian system, because vegetarianism actually came from what is now called India only, pretty much. And it was an agricultural society, Vedic society. So all the like vegetarian products and the vegetables and lentils and rices and different grains, all of that, fruits, everything is spices, everything is pretty much coming from what is called India now. So like as far as food is concerned and basics like that is concerned, I mean, people could have learned a lot from like the Vedic perspective and the Vedic cooking and the Ayurvedic sensibility about that topic.
You say that the cows are sacred when we deal with the Vedics.
Yeah.
That's awesome
Yes.
because, one of the most famous Egyptian deities was a cow goddess by the name of Hathor. And she was Hathor. And she was actually one of their mother goddesses that was over music.
Yes, mother goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And,
yes. I mean, it's the Taurus bull symbolism with the horns, because, and the Taurus is the sign for earth as well. When you say Taurus, when you say earth, when you say cow, when you say Hathor, it's the same thing. You're talking actually the same thing, all four things.
That's amazing. I hope you guys taking notes. We're going to get, because what we're doing, we're showing you the reverence of these animals, how they related to the ancestors as they deal with the cosmology.
Yeah, but the cow was not even considered an animal. Like, it was never considered an animal. like never, like no, under no way. Like,
what did the ancestors consider the cow?
The cow is like earth, the same as you consider earth. Like,
so
like earth is a goddess called Bhu Devi. It's called Bhu Devi in Sanskrit. Earth.
So I'm opening my mind to new concepts here, and what I'm registering it all as the earth is a living creature, just like
living being. Living being. Earth is a living entity.
It's a living entity, just like all of the animals. So if we're going to say, hey, look at those living entities that we're calling animals, we may just as well call the earth an animal. So since we don't do that, I can see why you say cows are not animals. They're just part of the earth. They're living.
And they're a fractal. And they're a fractal of the earth.
Did you guys hear that? Let me expound on that for 1 minute to my people. He said that cows are a fractal of the earth. Now, I just got through talking about our fractal reality in a couple of videos. You understand what he's saying is very powerful because they're an extension of the grass, if you ask me.
Yeah, and more than that, they are like, like earth is a big thing, okay? Like it's a huge thing, like in size, okay? Cow is like a small microcosmic form of earth. Okay, I mean, you can't touch all of earth, but you can touch a cow, like as a whole, like, so it's something which is available to you in the same form, but in a smaller size. So it's a fractal in that way. Yeah.
Now, when we say, I'm sorry,
and it's got 4 hoofs, and the cows have 4 hoofs, like they travel on the land with 4 hoofs, and their electromagnetics of that thing in their genes and DNA are the same as the area they wander in. So whatever Earth has energy and vibration field or electromagnetics in a certain land mass, the cows have the same in their DNA with the cows of that particular area. So they are a direct reflection of the land, basically. The land and the cow are one, basically, in that way.
I've been teaching my followers the sacredness of the cow for a long time, my brother Lotus. And what you say is, it makes sense now why in America we say things like holy cow. You know,
Mother of all gods.
yeah, we tell each other all the time in America, we say, holy cow. We say, hey man, that's bullshit. And we say these things to desecrate the cow, because in the Western world, the cow is the #1 slaughtered, quote unquote, animal. It's
Yeah, I
the,
mean, but then you see the results as well. Then everybody's going crazy as well. I mean, so when you do that, there is a result. Like when there's an action, there's a consequence. So it's like the results are there in the West for where has been done. I mean, like that's why they have had World War I, World War II. They have always have wars. They always have craziness. I mean, and things are just always going crazy. They never settle in the West because the basics are not right. Like when you hit at the basics, everything else falls apart. It's like, you know, if you don't have a foundation, you can't make a building. Every time you make a building, it'll fall down if you don't have foundation. And that's what the thing I find in the West is the basics are always missing. Even in the like a truther community, and people are trying to teach people, and people are trying to teach other people, and the same people are wearing watches. Okay, like I mean, they don't even know that like how harmful a watch is for a human being. You know, not just that it's a slave insignia. There's actual science to it. Like because this is your heart and your heartbeat. Okay, and this is your pulse where you wear the watch. This is where your pulse comes. And then if you put a watch on top of it, which is like a machine beat. Okay, heartbeat is not machine beat. Heart beats with variability. It's called heart rate variability. Okay, and the heart rate variability is what gives you an immune system. Okay, so and it is your spiritual beat, your heartbeat. And when you put a machine beat on top of it, which is the watch, you're actually playing these two songs at the same time, and you're interrupting your heartbeat. You're basically disturbing it. And that's why you're disturbing your immune system, you're disturbing your spiritual life. You're disturbing everything by wearing that watch. And the same thing carries on to like machine music, machine beats. That's why I'm so against machine beats. Like, you know, all the sounds and music which is made by machines on the computers, not made by human beings, not organic. You know, that is not good for you. It's the same, it does the same for you as a watch does, wearing a watch. So I mean, these kind of little basics are not there at all in all of the truther community. Like people just are like running to try and teach and preach without knowing even basic things for themselves, which I find very like sort of, it sends a wrong message to the people, and that's why not a lot of good happens from all the things, and people just keep on going around in circles, and it creates like a whole cycle of confusion, you know, about everything. So
yeah, you're definitely right, man. I can definitely see how when we look at the Western world, it's so far behind when it comes to spirituality. When we go to the East, I got a couple of people in the chat room now. When we talk about veganism, they stand in opposition of it, and they actually proud to be partaking in the eating of flesh. Most meat eaters, they're proud of it. They'll tell you, you know, fuck that.
I mean, that's just it's a mindset because you're just born into it. Mostly you're just born into it. Okay. Like, I mean, the thing is when you're born into it, it takes some kind of sense to get out of it. And that sense comes from actually going to see where the animals are cut and how they're slaughtered, how it is done and everything. I mean, people who are eating meat, I mean, if they are killing the animals themselves and if they had to do everything themselves, then it will be a different scene. Not many people would be eating meat on this earth, like if that was the case. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had to adjust my fan. This is a good one, man. Everybody out there, hit that like button. Again, if you're just tuning in, I'm here with Lotus Ocean. And in case you don't know who he is, I'll just give you a little intro right quick. Santos Bonacci actually called him and asked him about Vedic cosmology. So there you go. Hey, no more need to discuss it out there. But I want to ask you something else. You said this is a good platform to come and discuss this on, and that makes me think a lot because My platform is very spiritual friendly, unlike a lot of flat earth channels. Now, coming from someone like you, when you look around a flat earth community, I noticed that there's different type of channels and different type of flat earthers.
Yes.
One thing I stress to my followers is don't get so caught up into being one of those flat earthers with no personality that's, basically your whole life is spent proving no spin, no curvature. You never open up this ancient cosmology and get into the spirituality of what the ancients was trying to say, is such as the Vedics and everything.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about the flat earth is that if you come to know it's flat, then the main point which comes up is that there has to be some up and there has to be some down. Okay. Okay, that is the main thing which comes out of it, like which people miss. Like, okay, that's what I mean. When they had a ball just spinning around the sun and the sun was spinning around the galaxy, there was no up and down. You're just going round and round and round for no rhyme or reason. Okay, so this up and down which opens up, that means there are planes of existence above and there are planes of existence below. Okay, that's the thing which opens up from flat earth, and that is the meaning which people should take out of flat earth, not or any of this. Like, I mean, curvature is not there and all of that is just basic stuff. I mean, that should be put to that thing. It is a done deal now. I mean, even from the eclipses or different things, you can totally figure out there is no curvature at all. I mean that is very like a little small step. One has to move forward from there and understand there is a up and there is a down. There's a higher, there's a lower. I mean, in the West, like this higher lower concept is so ridiculed. People just, because they have just spread this whole equality thing. Like, that means it's just here and you're not going anywhere, and there's no high, there's no below, like there's no hell, like there's no better states or worse states. I mean, that is the problem. And flat earth was the first step in actually understanding that how this multiverse actually is. Like, it's not what they taught you to be, like just a 3D universe, which was taught in school. It's not that. It is a multiverse, and it has layers and planes of existence. So
Do you know that I was teaching this when I wasn't even sure that I was right? I admit that to everybody. Earlier in my channel, when I became a flat earther, everything he said was my beliefs. That I believe that the ancients believe what I believe. I didn't know how I was right. I didn't verify it with the ancients until later. Now he's reconfirming that the things I taught on my channel, not sure if they was right, I taught them as belief. He's confirming that the ancients taught him as well. This truth is already in us, because I always
and another thing I would like to use here, the word is like ancients know. They never use belief is not required when you actually come to know something. Like I mean, right now internet is though everybody knows there's internet, so like there's no belief required. I mean, in the same way, with the ancients, with the Vedic thing, they knew these planes. They could travel in between. So when you know something, then it becomes like normal. It doesn't stay in the realm of belief anymore. And
now
that's what we have to come out of.
Man, you are killing it, brother. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you say that the ancients traveled these different planes, we hear things in our life like me personally, I'm one of the ones who say, hey, I've traveled the astral plane. And I really did.
Yes.
I astral projected in my bed. Now, let me ask you something.
Yes.
When you leave your body in astral projection, are you in the same area, or are you just waking up on another plane that's like a fractal?
It's another plane. It's another plane. But your like spirit's cord is still attached to your physical body. There's a silver cord which is still attached. So you are in another plane, but your physical body is in this plane, but you're attached with the silver cord still. Okay, so when you go around, the silver cord is still attached, and when you come back, like that's why you come back.
That's awesome. I want to talk to you about astral projection as well, because I had an awesome experience astral projecting, but I'm gonna write it down and we'll save it for the middle too, because there's so much about these different planes. When the ancestors travel them, we know just like today, there's many ways you can travel. Like I can travel in a boat, I can travel in a plane, and but we also know that you can travel many ways, but only to one location. Meaning, if I say I'm gonna go to Los Angeles, I can go to Los Angeles in a plane, a boat, but it's still one location. I'm asking that to say, when we talk about the different planes that make up the cosmos, We know
Yes.
we can travel to them in different ways, but I want you to talk about what are the ways we can travel to these planes. How do these planes
I
affect?
mean, the thing is like it all depends on the level of energy you have actually. So I mean, when you are traveling to like higher planes, mostly most beings don't have the energy to go there anyways. So because like what it takes, like whatever your body is, like because whatever your spirit body is, which is called Markaba, like Ka is charge and Ba is the container, and the whole your spirit body, it doesn't have the enough charge to actually propel you into the higher planes. So like ancients, whenever they were on earth, they were developing their charged body to that point where they can travel to higher planes. Okay, so it like your life was actually a preparation for doing that. Okay, so like when you need to go to those higher planes, and another thing which you need to know for going to higher planes is etiquette after energy. If you don't have the etiquette, if you don't know how the manners, if you don't have that thing, you won't last there. You'll be kicked down very quickly. So I mean, even if you get there, there's gonna be no point, because I mean, because that's why most people are stuck at lower planes, is just from one simple reason: they don't know how to behave in a higher realm. It's a plain simple matter of behavior. I mean, it
So
seems like a very simple thing.
this
So
this
like yeah,
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 it leads to another question. Was there ever
yes.
a time where all life was in the heavens and it descended to earth? What are we? What is earth? Is earth a step down? Do we want to continue to be
Earth,
here, or are we in prison? What's
Earth is like the middle ground. Okay. So according to Vedic thing, Earth is right in the middle. Like there are 7 planes below, then 7 planes above. Okay. So there, so all the traffic, lot of traffic from down to up and up to down, all goes through Earth. Okay. So Earth is like Midgard, what they called in Norse mythology, Midgard. So in the Vedic, it's called Bhumandal. Okay. So it's right in the middle of the thing. Okay. And Earth was used by even beings which were in the higher planes. For example, if somebody is in heaven, heaven is just the next higher plane. It's called Swarg. Okay. Okay. So after Swarg, there are other higher planes called Tapolok, Rishi Lok, Gyan Lok. There are many other planes above that, even above heaven. Heavens above heavens above heavens. Unless you get to the Brahm Lok, which is the highest point. And then there are planes above that too, which are realms. They're not even planes, they're realms. Okay. So there is a like when the multiverse was created in the beginning, all the realms were created simultaneously. Okay. Except there was no hell. There was no, but there was no pain and torture in the beginning. Okay. So like it was just the whole multiverse was an experiential thing. But from the top plane to the bottom plane, there was no pain or torture. Pain or torture only started later when people broke the laws of the multiverse. Multiverse has laws and rules, and beings broke those, and that's where the whole problem started from. So, like there was a time on Earth even when no one had a disease, no one was diseased, no one ever had a disease, no one experienced any pain, even on this Earth plane I'm talking about. Like,
uh?
so
This is interesting. Um,
yeah.
so wrongdoing, negativity, evil. It wasn't always in existence. It actually has an
I mean,
origin.
according to Vedic thing, there is no such thing as evil. Actually, first, okay, like only wrong or negativity is just breaking the multiversal law. That's all. There's no such thing. There are no villains
And you know what?
in the Vedic thing.
It's
Yeah,
just what I teach my people, that there is no evil. There's only balance and chaos based on breaking
yeah,
the laws of nature.
yeah. And you call the laws of nature. They're the laws of the multiverse. Okay, so their laws are there, and I mean, and they're very simple laws. Okay, they're not very complicated. And whatever laws on this earth, what people man-made laws, they don't matter at all. Like whether you follow them or not makes no difference. I mean, when you follow those laws, that's much more important. And right now people are conditioned to follow the laws of out here, whatever people have made, whatever nonsense they have made, created, or the system they created on earth, which they call society or whatever. Like, and yeah, but those laws don't matter actually. So
So
it's actually a distraction
got
from the
gotcha.
real. Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
let me ask you something, because
yeah,
these laws you speak of were created by a very, very powerful group of families, and they've been running this earth for a long time. And you know that our ancestors didn't have to. Your Vedic ancestors didn't have to worry about an Antarctic treaty. They traveled around
no,
this earth like they wanted to. So my question
no.
to you, my question to you, my brother, is a lot of us say, man, these people are so powerful, they are so evil. They
No,
couldn't.
I mean, nothing. I mean, like the word which is bandied around is called Illuminati. Okay, and I call them desperati personally. Okay,
Desperati.
uh, desperati. That's my term for these.
And what does that
Okay,
mean? What does that translates to in English?
but it means they are desperate. They're just desperate. They're not powerful. Okay,
Okay, well,
okay.
listen, I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
now.
I mean the thing is like powerful means like if you have power, then you don't need to rule like this. You can rule in style out in the open. Okay.
I agree. I agree. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
is, we're talking different definitions of power. I agree with the way you
Yeah.
saying the type of power you speak of is not secular, it's not carnal, it's not worldly. It trumps the world
Even
power.
worldly. I mean, they don't have power. Like I mean, the thing is, I mean, they have made up this game right now. Okay, on Earth. Okay, they have made up this thing or this system. But I mean, that can be finished in 10 minutes. Like the whole continents can go down. Seas can rise up. Where seas are there, there'll be continents. Okay, they and they will not be able to do a single thing about it. Okay,
Now,
so nothing is in their hand, and they're always helpless. Actually, to much bigger forces than them. Okay, which are there in this multiverse. Okay, so they are a very small little pawns
so listen,
compared to the game. Yeah.
it,
So
we're speaking about the
yeah,
governments that rule over not only just me, but you live in
yeah,
England. And
yeah.
you do. We have to admit now. I'm here to admit right off the bat that the power of the ancients trumps this stuff that we're under today. But at the same
I mean,
time,
yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. For example, like
ho-
like they say, like they can control weather through harp. Okay, and I'm saying that harp cannot control any weather or anything like that. Okay,
yeah,
I mean, I'm already to challenge harp anytime, and like let them say like they're gonna harp is gonna do this here, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna do that there. Let's see what happens. Whether my thing happens or harp things happen. I
yeah.
mean, this is
But see,
I mean,
I can't create harp. I don't have the power. So my thing is this: harp controls the weather. That gives them power over
no, but it
weather.
doesn't control the weather.
No, wait,
A human
wait.
being has more power inside them to
What?
create weather than the harp has.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
What I'm
if you go, yeah,
Yeah, what I'm saying
I'm,
is NASA has the technology to create rain and create clouds. We've been researching it. I can show you the video. They have the,
NASA says. I'll tell you one thing about these people. Okay, like they are more closer to the guy in Wizard of Oz. The movie Wizard of Oz. Everybody knows that. Okay, that old man behind the curtain. Okay, which is always saying that it has got this, it has got that, but it's all smokes and mirrors. Okay, okay, these people don't have all those things which they say they do. Okay, which everybody knew, like just like the man on the moon and all of that, which it has been proven to be fake. If you're not going to trust them on the ball, if you're not going to trust them on the moon, you can't trust them on any of these things either. Okay, it's just fake bravado, the whole thing. It's not real.
you know
Okay.
what? This is awesome, and
Yeah.
I agree with you. But my question, what I'm just go ahead and be brief and ask you the question.
I'll give you one very simple thing. Okay, if any human being today decides to work on themselves and increase their power or increase their inner that thing, nothing in this world can stop them. Nothing. There is nothing out there to stop them. Like,
So
I
there
mean,
you.
I'm staying in the same. I'm staying on the same world as you are. Like, I'm not staying in a different world from you, but in this world only. Like, I've gone through it, and I found that nothing could. When I was doing my thing, when I was raising my kundalini, when I was opening my third eye, there was no one there to stop me. No Illuminati came to stop me. Nobody comes to really stop you
And
from doing your thing.
no, no, I'm not
Yeah,
arguing. I'm not arguing that. The question I'm trying to ask is, all right,
yeah.
you live in a house. I take it. I can look behind
Yeah,
you. I see a nice
yeah,
furniture.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
who do you pay rent to?
I mean, I don't. Okay, the money system. Okay, like the money system also. You're bringing the money system. I mean, money system is also just a thing which has been put just to keep people in slavery. But there are ways to rise above it. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, no,
I
no,
mean,
no,
it is made.
no, no,
It is
no.
made for the. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a point like after which, like people say, knowledge is power, right? Okay, but that really is power actually in today's world. Like one can see that. Like it's not a like a just a mental concept or a. It's an actual physical reality that knowledge is power. So, like once you have knowledge of different things, nothing on this earth is like non-maneuverable for you. It's all navigable for you. Like nothing is. I mean, what they call where there is a will, there's a way. And
Yeah, I got you.
there are always.
Yeah, but now
Yeah,
the
yeah,
question I want to ask you is, okay, I live in a house. I live in a nice
yes,
house. Um, I pay rent.
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
mean,
what?
yeah,
No, no. The question I'm asking is the people who own the world. All right.
yeah,
Me and you
yeah.
both understand there's a divine creator that created the water, but we know that the creator didn't give these people permission to make us pay for the water. We have to pay
No,
for the
no,
water.
no,
So
no.
my question with saying all that is this: who
Yeah.
gave these people power? How did these world governments get established? And when did the Vedic,
Okay.
yeah, who
Okay.
are these people? Listen, now let me take this in
Okay.
mind.
The
Hold
thing is,
on. A lot of us
I
say
think is
that,
that
hold on. A
okay.
lot
I'll
of us
explain to you.
say that they are reptilians, archons.
Yeah.
What are they human? Who are these people? When did they get in power?
Okay. 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 I'll clear both the things up first. Like how it happened, what happened. Okay. These people are in this position only because people as a whole went against the laws themselves first. So when you do that, you lose power yourself. Okay, like in India, for example, people went against the Vedic way from 5,000 years. Like last 5,000 years, people went against the Vedic way. So right now, the situation after 5,000 years is that they are under that system. They have a reserve bank. They are under that thing. They're under the cost and all of that. They're under the monetary system and all of that, which India didn't need to be at all. There was no reason for India to be under the monetary system in any way whatsoever. Okay, it only happened because people went against the way, against the monetary, and then whenever there is a weakness, there is always someone there to exploit it. Okay, that is always the case. And when those people are exploiting that, they don't want the people who are gone down to come up. So they'll obviously try the best they can to keep the people down and to keep the people in that state so that they don't get away from them or they don't rise. If point is, if any human being takes responsibility for themselves right now within their being, they can rise above the system. Like if they just go within and take responsibility for their own self, they can rise above the system easily because it's not a very strong system. And as far as archons are concerned, archons are actually what are called grahas, like Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Moon, and Sun. Okay, these grahas, which are called grahas in Sanskrit, Caesars, they are the archons which these people talk about, and they have been put in place to give people energies as per their past actions. So whenever beings have done their past actions, they take this birth, and these beings regulate their lives.
So
So
listen, you telling
which
me
is called
you
astrology.
te- you telling me that the
Yeah.
celestial beings above us that's making their circuit play a part
Yeah.
in reserving us our karma in these lifetimes and
Yes.
everything?
Yeah.
That's that's interesting.
That is the archonic thing. What they call archon in the West is actually this. But okay, like it's nothing to do with these people who are making these governments. I mean, these people who are doing these things also, like, I mean, they're working on these kind of basis. Like, for example, like they want people to eat meat, okay, and that thing. So they have made up this whole meat, that thing. And after that, they know that if animals are killed, a negative energy is created. Okay, so like a negative force field is created. So then they will sacrifice a certain amount of humans as well to balance that negative field. Okay, like otherwise everything will go to hell straight away. Like people will just go mad and like nobody will be able to go to work and the whole thing will spiral out of control. So these sacrifices are called wars. They organize wars in order to do these human sacrifices. But these have to be organized only because animal sacrifices are happening before. So they have to balance that out. So these beings know these kind of rules.
Let me ask you something. Do you agree with there's a concept called the golden age, and you can read in the Bible that there was a time where there was no such thing as predators and prey. No animals hunted each other, and we all were vegans living with the plants, and everything was peaceful, happiness, love, and so.
That is the Vedic time. That is, you can call it the Vedic, like when everybody is following the laws. I mean, nobody can be like, if a being is following the laws, they cannot be like used. They cannot be like exploited. Exploitation is not possible. I mean, like,
I get what you're saying.
Like parasites also. Parasites also only come when your immune system is weak. That's when parasites attack your body. I mean, that's just how it works. I mean, there was a time like that, and people went against that. And people think there are cycles like this, that it happens cyclically. It's not like that. There are no cycles like this. Either it happens or it doesn't happen. I mean, golden age can last millions of years. There is no such boundary to it that a fall is going to happen. There is no such necessary thing. So I mean, and in the Vedic thing, the concept is that once things get too bad on any plane, whether it's earth plane or any other plane, beings from higher realms do intercede.
So hold on, wait a minute. I got a question based on that. When things get too bad on any realm, beings from higher realms intercede. Now that's very comforting to me to hear that to me. But now let me just say this.
And I'll just say one more thing. I'll say that is what is called the word avatar. Sanskrit is called avatar. Okay.
Oh, okay. Let me just say
so
that
is the what has become the big term of avatar in the West. Like that's like there's a movie called Avatar, and there was all these icons, emojis are called avatars. Everything is called that avatar concept comes from that Sanskrit term, which means crossing over from higher dimension to lower dimension of a being to take care of the situation on any plane. Okay.
So these beings that intercede when things get too bad, have they interceded here on Earth yet, or have things not got bad enough?
Yeah, many times, and there are a lot of Puranic stories, Vedic stories about which beings interceded at which time. Like Ram was one of these beings.
Yeah. Now see, my thing is, if these beings came here and interceded because the Earth is so evil and bad, they didn't succeed at. Wait. I want you to let me finish my question so you can answer what I'm saying. And thank you for joining me again. The beings that you speak of that interceded when things get too bad, I would say that they didn't succeed at making them right. When you start mentioning who came at what time, I would say they failed. These beings failed their missions because the Earth is still bad.
Okay. I'll answer that. Like this has happened over millions and millions of years. Okay, so if something goes right for a while, I mean, and it wasn't bad right now. Every time bad is different. Okay, the beings in power get corrupted different times, which are different from right now. Okay, and they correct that thing at a time, and then it goes fine for a while until it changes again. It's not like it doesn't go fine for a while.
You know what? Like I totally understand that. Now, with that being said, can we also say that this cosmos we live in is not perfect? It's a work in progress.
I mean, perfect in the sense that after the creator, like in the Vedic thing, there's a trinity. Like Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiv. Okay. So now Brahma is the creator. Okay. So like he creates, and like that's why all these religions, these three religions like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, they are Abrahamic religions. They're called Abrahamic religions. Okay. Now the word Abraham comes from Brahma only. Okay. If you take the A out of Brahma and put it in the front, you get Abraham. Like Abraham. Like okay. So and it is the same. and the creator has got no control after the creation is created. It has no control over it at all. Like
Now
does
listen.
anything go. Yeah.
That's a belief of yours, and I'm gonna say I respect a lot of the
No, it's not
Vedic.
belief. That is, I'm just telling you what Vedic thing says.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
my
no
belief.
doubt, no doubt. Now what I'm gonna say is, yeah, I
Yeah.
disagree with that. I think if the creator made any creation, it will have ultimate control over it. That's just my
No, I mean
opinion, my belief.
that's where okay, that's where the difference comes. Like here, there are entities called preserver and destroyer. There are two more, which was called Vishnu, which is Narayan, which is called and Shiv.
Hold
And
on,
Shiv is related to
wait.
yeah.
Let me build with you for a minute, because I believe we both
Okay.
can benefit by listening and learning from each other. So I understand that you are very versed in Vedic cosmology, but when we deal with certain Vedic deities, what would be the primordial deities in Vedic cosmology? I heard you mention Brahma and Vishnu. Are there any deities that
And
are
Shiv,
and Shiv?
Trinity.
So that's the
There's
Trinity.
Shiv. Okay,
So
that's the Trinity. That's where they got the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost from. Okay, all of this comes from the Vedic Trinity only.
now
Okay,
listen.
any Trinity. Yeah.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask you about that Trinity is that the original Vedic Trinity? Is that the only one? Is there any Trinities
Okay.
before this one?
No. That's the origin, and you have to like this is a little slightly complex. I mean, I don't know if your viewers want to go into that much complexity. I mean, in the Vedic thing, the Vishnus are of at least 100 types of Vishnus are there. Okay, which are there like in different realms with different positions and different things. Like Vedic thing is very vast. Like the goddesses. If you look come to the goddesses in the Vedic thing, there are more than 1,000 goddesses. Okay, more than 1,000. Okay, so like I mean, like when you say Kali, for example, you said Mahakali. Okay, now word Kali comes from Kala means time. Okay, time. So the Shakti, the energy of time. Okay, which is a very primordial concept. Time is what the multiverse is based on. So there's the energy for that, and Mahakali has many aspects and because time is not a singular thing as people think it to be. It has various aspects. So there will be all these different goddesses which represent different aspects of time. That's why it's called Mahakali, means great Kali. Like so, it'll have like a Bagulamukhi. It'll have like a Trutinanda. There will be so many goddesses which come under the banner of Mahakali itself. Okay,
Yeah, but see,
so
Kali,
yeah,
Kali, Kali means
yeah.
the black one. Kali.
No, Kal. See, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Kal, Sanskrit word is Kal. Okay, Kal means time. Nothing to do with black or white. Okay, it means time. Okay, so Kali is goddess of time.
So,
Yeah, even
so
if the skull she's wearing and everything. Okay, it shows the various aspects of time. She wears a skull with 12 that things, which is like the 12 signs of zodiac. The 12 division of the 360-degree arc.
but see, here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When I say Kali means the black one, I'm giving you the etymology of the word Kali, and that's true.
Etymology is, but see, this is, I mean, it's a Sanskrit word. Okay, in Sanskrit, the word Kal always means time.
Yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm saying that just because it means that, excuse me, let me see. Look like I'm dropping a couple of
Okay, for
frames.
example,
Oh,
like
wait, please. We have so much time here. Just bear with me. I'm troubleshooting right now, making sure we still good. Look like we're buffering, but
take your time. I'm just
no, it's okay. Hey, thank you again for coming on. This is a good. The people said they loving it, so we're gonna continue rolling. But look like I just dropped a few frames, and anytime that happen, I get concerned. So let me make a quick adjustment, and we'll keep rolling.
Okay, carry on. No problems.
Now, as I do that, let me. Okay, we good to go, man. I just want to say this about Cali. You're not wrong, and I'm not wrong. One thing I like to share with people is just that these words mean so many things, and we have to take all of the meanings and put them together so we can get all of the attributes of the
Okay, yes.
deity.
I mean, that's what I was expounding on that. The word ka also was
Yeah,
used in Egypt.
you expounded on
Yeah.
it so much that you told us in many ways
Yeah,
that it's
like
time.
more like that. It means
Time.
charge as well. Kal means time in Sanskrit, and ka by itself means charge.
Yeah, I got you. Now
Yeah.
that we know that, you want to know what else it means?
Yeah, the you know like the black, what you were saying, the color black, whether it means the color black or not. Okay, so the word is for that is kala. Okay. Okay, in Sanskrit.
Oh,
Black.
kala.
Okay.
In Sanskrit,
Yeah,
kala.
So I'm gonna come to everything. Like I'm coming to all the aspects. Just give me a little bit of that thing. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
kala means time. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, because in what happens is in the West is like they put a R in front of everything automatically.
They put a what?
Shiv becomes Shiva. They put a R sound on top of everything. Okay, like if you have the word Shiv, okay, which will become Shiva in the West.
Yeah,
If you have Krishna, it will become Krishna in the West. Krishna becomes Krishna. Ram becomes Rama. Okay.
I got you.
Okay,
You're
that
right.
R thing. Yeah, but in Sanskrit, what happens is if you use the word Kal, that's different. If you use the word Kala, they are two different things. Okay. Okay.
See, I get with you that if I use the word, you said if in Sanskrit, if you use the word kal and kala, they're two different things, right? I get to you. There are two different things that relates to one deity. That's what I'm trying to get you to see that.
Yeah.
I get
that way. I mean that way. If I go into Kali, I can tell 1,000 things about that. 1,000 aspects.
Yeah. So what?
I mean, yeah.
So
that is obviously that. Yeah. Yeah. That we are on the same page about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pointing that out for an important reason, because we don't, if we talking about Kali and you say Kal means time, and then I say, hey, the etymology of Kali means black, and if you look up the etymology of it with online etymology like I'm doing right now, I have that open, it'll tell you that it's also taken from the feminine word kala, meaning time, as the destroyer. Now, when you look up,
but that's it. Like I just want to clear that up, because whatever information is there on Google, I'm trying to say Kal is time and Kala is back. Okay, let's be clear about that. It's not Kala which is time. Kal is time. Okay. K-A-A-L. Okay, is time. Okay. Not Kala.
So Kal is time and Kala is means black.
Black, yes. Okay, that's just I'm just saying that, like, because there's so much misinformation about these things. I mean, I have spent so much time over the years trying to because the root of the words in Sanskrit and what they mean. There's so much misinformation online about it, which I can't go personally correct all these people out there,
well, listen,
who are doing these things.
Can you let me speak for just maybe 2 minutes, right? I want to share something very important with you. I want to make a observation to you. I think that right now you are to me, what you're doing is you're making it all Sanskrit, and it's almost like it's only got to be Sanskrit. What I'm saying is Sanskrit is one area we go to of research, and it shouldn't stop there. So when you tell me about Kal and Kali, what it means in Sanskrit, I then take those sounds, how they look when we write them, and look up the etymology, because etymology is breaking the sound down into an atom.
Yes, that's the thing. For that, there is a, like in Sanskrit there is an alphabet. Okay, like in English you have A B C D. Okay, like in that same way, Sanskrit has like an alphabet which starts with K. Actually, the Sanskrit alphabet starts with K. It has 50 letters in total. Okay, English has 26. Okay, so it has 50 letters. All those individual letters have their own sounds and meanings. Okay, and then Sanskrit is a combination of those meanings. Okay, so it is a, like, I'm taking it from that level only, sound level. I mean, that way, in the same way in English also, like if you break down any word, for example, if you break down the word physics in English, okay, like the term physics comes from, like, even if you go to a university and you ask a physics professor, like, what is physics? I mean, they will not be able to tell you what the word physics means. Okay, so that is what the situation is in English even. Okay, like, I mean, the word physics comes from phi, PHISICS. Okay, the word phi comes from phi ratio, golden ratio. 6 comes from cutting up of phi ratios. That's what physics means. Cutting up of phi ratio essences. That's how nature functions. All of the nature functions on phi ratio. So, I mean, which is called golden ratio. So, I mean, that way all words in every language have their real meanings, which are not known or are not told. Like, I mean, like even the Oxford Dictionary, which is not going to tell you anything about that, because it's just ox means earth and ford means fraud. Okay, in Old English, ford means fraud. Okay, earth, fraud. It's Earth Fraud Dictionary. Webster's Creating a Web, Oxford Dictionary. Okay, that's English even. I mean, like even the English language comes from the same Sanskrit root. I mean, all of them, because it is just a part of it. 26 alphabets. No soft D's, no soft T's. Okay, I mean, it is part of that. Even the Egyptian. I mean, like I'll tell you the similarities. I mean, if like there was Ram in Sanskrit, there is Ra kings in Egypt. I mean, they call Ra. It's the same thing. I mean, whether you say Ram or you say Ra, I mean, the Ra and use the word Ra for sun. I mean, it's the same thing, which is continuing from the Vedic to Egyptian to English. And I mean, English is pretty much Egyptian and Sanskrit only, the language, actually. I mean, the word language means land gauge, actually. You gauge the land, it programs you, like every time you speak, it programs you. And no matter what language you speak, you have to speak from the center of your mouth, which is called centering, which is called median, medi in Latin, which is, medi means center. Like that's what becomes the word meditation. When you center and you speak from the center and you always stay in the center, no matter what the language, you're always meditating. Okay, so I mean, like that way, if you use words in every language, we have to still understand what they actually mean, the basics of it, from the very core level, from the basic sound levels. I mean, like, and the word R, like in English also, it is written like R, like, which is like a rotation. In Sanskrit, the letter is Ra is like this only, like it's a rotation, even in a pictographical form. So, like, and what that rotation is, it's a rotation from matter to energy and energy to matter. And that's what the sun does. That's why it's called Ra. Like, I mean, we can go on and on about this, but I'm just trying to tell you that we are on the same page about this, that we have to go to the basic roots, not just Sanskrit, but in any language, you know, not like, we're not just talking Sanskrit here, like, about that. Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry
Yeah.
about that. Hey man, we absorbing it all up, man, and just want to say thank you again for coming here and sharing your wealth of information with us. Earlier, you was giving me a trinity of Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. Shiv, Brahma, and Vishnu. And
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, are there any deities that predates these in Vedic?
Predate. I mean, when you talk about the concept of creator, okay, then you are starting the like beginning of time pretty much. Okay, like time is starting. Okay, the new creation is coming. Okay, so I mean, you can't predate that. Okay, except Shakti. Okay, the Shakti is there all the time. Whether the multiverse is in creation or not in creation, Shakti stays. So it doesn't have any time. So it can't be dated or predated. Okay.
So now
Shakti is always.
when you say it doesn't have any time, I agree with you. That's something I wanted to bring up when you were saying that
Yeah.
Kal means time. And
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
was saying that Kali means the dark one, that
Yeah.
darkness it's beyond time. That's the night sky. It's the infinite.
I
It's
mean,
represent of infinity. So I was saying like when you just said
infinity is different from just that. Infinity like still carries energy in a infinite, means infinite ratio things. Even if it is dark, it doesn't mean all dark is not the same dark. All black is not the same black. Okay, you can have black with certain level of coherence, and then you can have a black with much more coherence and much more infinity, which is more finite ratio. Okay, so that Shakti in its infinite form is always there. That's called Shakti. Okay, now there are various aspects of Shakti, like goddess Kali is one aspect of it. Okay, okay, it's an aspect, but the blanket term, if you want to use, it will be Shakti for that.
now,
Like
and
if you want to use some blanket term.
yes,
Yes.
in Vedic cosmology, Mama
Yeah.
Kali, did she give birth to Shiv, Brahma, and Vishnu? Who created this trinity in Vedic mythology?
Mahashakti creates that. Mahashakti.
And the reason I ask you that is because I'm familiar with Maha. I can't pronounce it like you, but the root word of that
Yeah.
is Ma. So they come from a
Ma.
mother. And when you
Yeah.
look,
Like it's Mahashakti.
yeah, and I'm gonna pull that up because I actually got that in my
Yeah.
notes to do a
Yeah.
future lecture on. But
Okay.
it's
Okay.
like another form
Then
of the
I'll give
mother
you other
goddess.
goddesses that like other goddesses are Mahalakshmi,
Oh, excuse me.
Mahasaraswati,
Oh, excuse me.
Mahalakshmi. Okay. Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, and Mahakali. That is the goddess trinity.
Now, and one thing I wanted to point out about this goddess is she's just a personification of the tree of life. Where you do Vedics teach that, or are you aware of
A tree
that?
of life is the same as like the whole multiversal existence, the planes. You know, if you put the planes in a form, you can put all the planes, 14 planes, in a form of a tree, world tree. You can call it, because it has an axis, it has a pole. You know, so you can put that in that form. It's one of the formats you can put it in. You know, like so, like, but that is obviously a manifestation of Shakti. Like tree
Hey,
is not Shakti.
so let
Tree
me
is the
ask you.
manifestation of.
So yeah, let me move on a little bit and ask you some more questions. Um,
Yes.
I wrote a couple down here. So when we talk about these different planes of existence, is it our goal
Yes.
to climb high up this tree through stages?
Obviously, because I mean that is depends upon what you want. I mean, do you want like depends. Like if you want no pain, no torture, or everything good, everything nice, no problems, none of this tension, none of this that thing, then you want to
Uh
go
huh.
higher. I
Hey,
mean,
let me
it's not
say.
that.
Hey, let me
Yeah.
say shout out to everybody in the chat room. I am peeking at the chat, and I really appreciate all the love. Soon as I wrap this up, I'm gonna give some shout outs and get interactive in the chat with my brother Lotus Ocean. So, and we possibly can open up the panel if he got time. So check this out. I got so many questions for you. Listen, you say that again earlier. We said no one in the flat Earth community mentioning the this type of stuff, the spiritual side. So
Yeah.
I think that's something me and you got in common that I think we would like to see more of. In fact, a lot of flat earthers will tell you, man, listen, stick to the facts. To me, when
I
this
mean, facts. I
happened,
mean, okay, stick to the facts is very good. I mean, but in basics are also facts. Okay, a human being has got to eat. That's also a fact. Okay, human being also has got to speak. That's also a fact. A human being has to breathe. I mean, all of these are facts too. Okay, any being has to do these things. These are. I mean, the thing in the West is that there are no basics. Nobody wants to do basics. Nobody wants to do the primary. Nobody wants to go into that. Okay, Like, I mean, I gave you examples of different things, like, you know, like the watch and like sound, what you put into your ear and what you make and all of these things. I mean, everything makes a, like, these form the basics, you know, like, and the, like even the earth or the cow connecting with nature is also a basic, you know. I mean, if you people don't take care of the basics, I mean, flat earth was just a pointer which gives earth its proper position in the multiverse. You know, up till now with the ball earth, the earth was not given its proper position. Okay, it was just one little speck, like going around a big sun in this. It was a non-entity. Basically, earth was a non-entity, a small little speck of dust somewhere in the universe. Now it
Hold
has
on,
retained its proper position as,
wait, slow down. You said Earth was a small little speck of dust somewhere in the universe, meaning that somewhere in the darkness.
no. In the ball earth theory, in ball earth, in the theory they have given, like when earth was spinning around the sun in the solar system and the solar system was going around the center of the Milky Way, I'm talking about in their system.
Okay. Sorry.
The earth didn't have any play. Yeah, earth was just a meaningless speck in their system. Okay.
And
But
what
in
about
the Vedic cosmology, in the Vedic cosmology and in the real flat earth thing, it is stationary, it's flat, it's a plane, it is right in the center of the universe, multiverse.
so?
So, which gives earth its proper position.
Okay, so
Okay.
this tree in the middle of the earth that we can go up to higher planes or down to lower planes. My question
Yes.
for you is, if we go to the North Pole right now, if me and you left the show and we took a trip to the North Pole, would we be able
Yes.
to physically access different planes from the North Pole? Is that like the
No.
tree trunk?
No, one can't do it physically.
It has to be
I mean,
spiritual.
I know that a lot of people are trying to do that. Like, there's a whole movement which is happening. People want to go to North Pole, and and that's where the whole thing about the West comes in. That like no importance is given to the basics. Okay, so the thing with the North Pole is that if you go towards the center, you know, and in order to access higher realms, one has to have one's energy right. One has to be prepared to be accepted into those realms. One can't force the way in. If it was a matter of forcing your way in, then all the governments and everybody would have gone there already and trying to force their way in. They have all the resources to go to North Pole and go in there, but they still don't, because it doesn't work like that. You know, I mean, it's not just a matter of just packing your bags and going there and things will work out and you'll go higher. That's not how it works. One has to be ready. One has to be fit enough for higher planes. One has to have done the basics. One has to have understood what it takes to be there, to exist in those planes.
Hey, that's what's up. So you can only take this journey spiritually. And these different planes, are there limits to them, or do they go up and up and up forever?
Can you hear me still?
These different planes that we're talking about, do you saying that we
Yes.
can only access them spiritually? My next question is, do they go up and up and up forever to different planes and down and down and down forever? Is there a limit to them?
There is a limit. Okay. There is a limit.
So when
for
you
that.
reach the very, very top plane, what is
So,
that like?
yeah.
What is that like?
And that will be like, a day of there would be like millions of years on Earth first. Okay. A day there. And that is like very subtle realm. That's like high energy, that is like power in its purest form.
Now let me ask
that
you
is
something.
like what you call like all the good things which you call peace and love, like properly real thing, fully expressed in all times, in all things, without any corruption or any kind of it's like an immediate
I got you.
call and response.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now let me ask
Yeah.
you, when you go all the way down to the very, very bottom plane, what is that
Yeah.
like?
That is also doesn't mean any kind of disease or doesn't mean any kind of badness. It just more gross. It means it just gets more vibrationally thicker. That's all. Okay.
But
So
now,
it doesn't mean it. So it
so
doesn't mean it's not hell. Okay.
got you. So now
Okay.
let's just say, let's put it this way. You can exist on either of these, correct?
Yes, you can exist on all of them, and when you like the bodies exist in all planes. You have a body in all planes.
Okay, so we have a body in all planes. That's sort of like
Yeah.
what I go into with the multiverse fractal reality. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so so we have a body on all plane, but we only tune into one at a time. So right now my other
Yeah.
body is doing something.
No, I mean they are inside your body. Like I mean, other bodies right now exist inside your physical body, like Russian dolls. Okay, like one doll is the other dolls are all inside. Like so, when this physical body comes off, like then all the other bodies come out together. Okay, and there is a one covering on it. Like if you're wearing clothes, if you take the clothes out, you know, you still have your body. Like the same way the body, the physical body is like a cloth. When that cloth comes off, the other bodies will come out.
So it's like we keep on splitting
And that body can, yeah, and the body can feel too. The body which is going to come out will still feel pain and pleasure and all of that, which comes out like out after the physical body goes. It doesn't mean that all of that is, you know, people think something changes at the moment of leaving that. It doesn't, nothing changes actually.
Now, we always come through the womb of a mother, right?
Yeah, like physical, yeah, manifestation, like yeah.
So if this spiritual realm that we're speaking about, you saying Earth is in the middle of it. So Earth is not a physical realm. Earth is a spiritual realm. So the way we're speaking
there's
now,
no difference between, okay, in the Vedic, there is no difference between physical and spiritual.
that's what I'm getting
Number
at.
one.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Okay,
getting at.
in the Vedic doesn't have any kind of schizophrenia in anything. Okay.
Now let me
Physical is the same as spiritual. Okay. There's no material spiritual. Material and spiritual are the same thing for Vedic.
let me ask you another question as well. Syncretism. What is syncretism to you?
Syncretism to me is combining up of all of the energies in a holistic way.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is to me. Now let me ask
Yeah,
you
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I want to talk again about these world powers, the world governments. Now the word government. Oh my God.
Yeah, government is, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call them powers, but yeah, you can talk about it, like, and I'll answer, like, whatever. I'll hear you first, what you want to say about it.
Okay. Oh yeah. So yeah, like these world powers, these governments that govern the mental. Exactly where did all of this power structure begin? You said that there was a time where everything was perfect and it was balanced and harmony. How did it all started going downhill, and now we need governments that exploit us? And it's sort of
Okay.
and keep it. And one theory is that it started with hunting the animals. I want to know if you agree with that, and what do you think?
Okay. I mean, I find that all of those things are side results. Hunting the animals and all of that is the side result of the perversion. Okay. Perversion comes before hunting and stuff happens later. Okay. The thing is that the main perversion, the very first perversion, according to with Vedic thing, happened when beings actually rebelled against the higher forces. Like there was a being called Daksh, for example. He went against Shiv, and Shiv was actually had more power than him, but he just went against them. thinking that he had more. So that in the multiverse, the rule is that like you will not take any kind of that thing with the higher. Like the rule is PBS to the higher always. Like you don't like confront the higher. Like okay, like when you do that, then you break the law, and after that many things happen. Okay, and then you fall down, and then your energy gets scrambled, and then you start doing nonsensical things like killing the animals and all of that. You know, that perversion comes later. Okay, so the basic thing is like a more egoic thing, which is the problem point, which happens in the multiverse when beings when ego blinds them to the reality of what is at any given point of time. That sense of ego, that is the problem. Like and like all the stories always show that as the problem. Like even the so-called demons which were trying to fight Durga or Kali, they were doing it just because they thought they had the power to fight these goddesses. Okay,
So what
so yeah,
do you believe in one divine creator that created everything, or plural?
I mean there are many energies. I mean even that one has so many aspects. Like in Sanskrit, I mean, then if you use one name, there are 1,000 names of the one thing. So each name gives a different aspect is to the whole thing. So they are the actual qualities. Like I mean, when in Islam you say Allah, okay, but Allah doesn't have any. Like if you ask like any Islam person, they'll say praise be to Allah, okay. But how will you praise Allah when you don't know anything about Allah? Like what are its qualities? I mean, anything which does something has to have qualities. These qualities are actual aspects of a being, and you have to know about those exact qualities. Just like in science, you have to know about different energies like electricity, magnetism. All these things are separate things. Okay, like so you have to understand each quality properly, and you have to like celebrate it. You have to praise it. Okay, so that's yeah.
What do you think about
So like if one is if somebody has to praise Mahakali, then you have to praise all of her aspects and all of her energies and everything. You have to be able to tell what they are. You have to be able to recognize them and cognize them. Actually,
Yeah, I don't really recommend anyone to really praise deities or their energies. My form of spirituality teaches the person that the religion is, and everyone has their own religion in them. So
yeah. So that's what praising means. Again, the Vedic thing says when you praise, you're praising those things inside you only. They are not outside of you.
yeah, I'm just clarifying it because a lot of my people know
I mean, the thing is that is called praying. In the West, they have turned it into praying. Okay, pray and praise are totally different things. Pray is a short form of praise, which is not the same as pray. Like praying is totally different, and
yeah, I just
praising is totally different.
I just wanted to put that out there. I was just putting it out there because a lot of my followers know I love Mama Kali, but I like the way I like what she represents as it deals with the cosmos. See, when I look at when hold on a minute.
When you love something, okay, you are praising it only. Actually, I mean, there is no.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to. What I'm saying here is, I like flat Earth cosmology. I think that the way our Earth and our cosmos is made is awesome. When I start looking at the ancient designs of the ancient flat Earth cosmology, I say, man, this is a beautiful Earth we live in. And like you said, hold on.
So that is okay. When you say that, you praise that particular aspect of Shakti. When you say that,
yeah, I
even
know.
In saying that, you are praising that particular aspect of Shakti. That's what you are exactly doing.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to talk about praise. I'm trying to tell you something. So what I'm saying is, when I look at the flat Earth cosmology, I look at the way our ancestors depicted our cosmos, and like you said, we're in the middle of Earth, and the words Earth is arranged as heart. So it says we're in the middle.
Same as heart.
So what I'm saying is, Our ancestors, when they thought about the cosmos, they drew it in so many artistic ways, and they also went as far as to personify the cosmos. So my question to you was, do you see the cosmological parallel between Mama Kali and the Earth cosmos?
Obviously, I mean, it can't be separated. I mean, there can be no separation. I mean, those aspects of divine energies will be there in the Earth's makeup and Earth's cosmology and the whole planar cosmology. I mean, from the top to the bottom, everything has to be based on the same aspect, same principles, like as above, so below, as inside, so outside. All of those principles will apply.
Facts.
I mean, there cannot
Facts.
be anything different from that. I mean, like if I look at the stars outside, all of them, like in the night sky. Okay, if I am seeing all these stars outside, I mean, those stars are inside me first, then they are outside afterwards. Okay.
Did y'all hear that? That was really good. He said those stars
Yeah.
are inside of him first. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, another shout out to
They are
Lotus
outside
Ocean.
later, inside first. I mean, inside creates the outside. Okay, always.
Hey, that right there just made the stars inside of me light up. So if you
Okay.
think about it, you're right, because we have darkness inside of us, but it's a lot of
Yeah.
light. Like if you can look inside
Yeah,
of
but
our body, you'll see light
yeah,
in the
but to
darkness.
explore all of that, to really get it, actually get it, to get in touch with it, to get the reality of it, that is the work, actually. So, so that
Let me ask you something else.
I mean, that's why I was saying to you, like, I mean, I'm ready to do anything. Like, they can go to any place in a continent, anywhere, America or Australia or anywhere, and they can say Harp is going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and we'll see the weather what will do, whether what I'm saying it will happen or what Harp says will happen. Okay, I'm ready to do this battle with anything, any technology which they have on Earth right now. Okay, so I mean, the inside is much more powerful than anything they have on the outside. People are so worried about all these things right now, like all this chemtrails and all of this thing. I mean, they don't understand that inside you have much more power than that. This is nothing. Whatever is happening on the outside.
Hey, let me stop a minute. Let me thank Lotus Ocean again for joining us. When I tell you that he is wise, very wise. We're gonna be doing more of these, and for those who want to subscribe to his channel, I'm putting the link out there in the chat room. Go ahead and open up that link in the window right now, and just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You have nothing to lose. He has videos already over there. It's an active channel. He just uploaded one yesterday about crop circles. So he has a lot of interesting stuff that I think you should check out. So hit that link and go ahead and subscribe. We're going to continue this. And what we'll do at this time, I'm going to ask one more question, and then I want you guys to let them have it in the chat area with whatever questions you got. And we'll let you guys pick his mind now. So one thing I want to ask before we do that is, Brother Lotus, you know, in the world today, everybody worship a male god. But the further I research history, I see that the ancients all had mother goddesses. Why do you think that is so? And don't you think it's important that we go back to the ancient matriarchal mother nature, mother goddess aspect?
I mean, the first thing is, like, if anybody goes to my channel, okay, if anybody does go to my channel, they'll find that I have a thing called Goddess Sonics. Okay, so I play sounds, which are Goddess Sonics, and I've got like more than 200, 300 films out there with sounds which are based on that. First, Goddess Sonics, I call them. Okay. For the thing is that what has happened is that the goddess was there always. They just hid it a little bit. Okay. Like in Christianity, they hid it as Mary. Okay. Okay. Like, I mean, what I'm saying is that they've just tried to hide it, because the thing was that they don't want people to have direct access to Shakti and energy. Basically Shakti. Okay. So because that will open up people will actually have power and then there'll be no such system. This system can't hold them. Okay. So
When
I
you
mean, there is obviously that fear. Okay, and when you are making like, I mean, it's not just even I mean, like kind of deity which they have in Christianity is like the Jesus which is on the cross bleeding and dying and all of that. You know, that kind of thing creates a whole lot of, I mean, funniness, like whatever deities they make you worship. I mean, like I said, in Islam it's called Allah, but you know, they can't tell what Allah is. Actually, they don't have any single like word or like thing about what this being is actually. Like they don't, I mean, that's where the Vedic thing has got thousands and thousands of energies, qualities, aspects of all the deities, like in the feminine and the masculine aspect, both aspects. Okay, and especially in the feminine aspect, the whole there's a whole thing called Shakti path in the Vedic, which like covers all of the goddesses in so many different ways. I mean, like, I mean, in Egypt also, like you just see the goddess in 2-3 ways, like Isis, like Hathor, Nut, like. But I mean, there are so many more aspects to that. Like, you know, Nut was a sky goddess, like in Egypt, for example. You know, like which is a form from Na, Ni, Nu, Ne. Like there are Ne, like which is Nu form is one form, Ne form is another, which became Nephthys. Okay. Okay, but even Nephthys is also different forms. Lilith is also different forms. All these, but the Ni form and the Na form was not covered in that. Okay, so if you just know Nut and you know Nephthys, you're still not going through all the aspects of the goddess even. Okay, so what I'm saying, in the Vedic, there is more comprehensive coverage. Even through Kali's throat, like you like Kali, so then you can go through Kali's throat and you'll find so much fun things about, like, yeah. So yeah.
and let me say, man, hey, you're awesome, my brother. Man, you're doing a good job, and I just want to say, I want to give you something to laugh at. My people in the chat room, they say they like it when you say okay. They say they like that, man. That's hey, the accent is awesome, man. You sound like the Godfather. Santos got that too. That's the UK, right? That's that England vibe, man. I like it. I'm gonna tell you.
I don't think so. I mean, I could be speaking from India. I have a place in India too. I mean, I live there too. I don't live here always. So I mean, from there also I speak the same. I mean, it doesn't matter to me where I am. Like actually, like in that way on Earth. I mean, it makes no difference. Like where one is at. I mean, I was pleased to talk. I mean, because you have been going the vegan way and you have been going the flat Earth, and I was very pleased about the direction you're taking, because the whole so-called black conscious community is not with you on it, you know, because I mean, a lot of and like even Bobby Hemmett and stuff, like they got towards the Vedic things to a certain extent, but they didn't go fully into it, you know, like different teachers in the past that thing, they got to certain aspects of it, but like just when they were about to get more into it, then I don't know, something else happened or something was always going on, you know. Like, so like the thing is that like what you're doing is actually providing people like a more broader perspective, and you are sticking to your guns in regards to flat Earth, which a lot of other people like in the community are not doing, you know, like, and they're just like because they can't face the facts,
and you know
like,
what?
Because people.
What he's saying is so important, and I don't mean to cut you off. I got the bill on it. The brother mentioned Bobby Hemmett, and Bobby Hemmett been talking about Mama Kali and Vedic cosmology before that was even a brother Sanchez. I want y'all to listen to what I'm gonna tell you. Bobby Hemmett been around for fucking at least 10 years before me, and he been knew about Mama Kali and all of this. But I come along not even 2 years ago, and I've reveal way more than Bobby Hemmett will ever reveal. You know why? I came with hold on. But I'm not doing this to toot my ego, so let me finish right here. The reason I'm telling you why I was able to do that is because I have something Bobby Hemmett don't got. I have the missing link. The missing link is the flat earth cosmology. The mistake mistake that a lot of communities is making is they're taking flat earth symbols and even stories that was written during flat earth time, and they're trying to make it fit this new globe model, and nothing in history is making sense. None of the symbols are being interpreted right, and it's chaos. When you come
and
to
not
my
just that, you have and not just flat earth, you can just take that flat earth to basics. Now the word basics should become a big thing. You know, if you have covered the basics about being and actually like what is meditation, what is actual living, what is the right diet, how to live, how to be, that basics is the most important part. Once you know the earth is, what is earth, how to connect to earth, how to connect to these energies, all of that, like to ground, to actually stand on earth every day for 5 minutes without having any shoes or slippers. Okay, things like that, you know, like they, which come under basics, you know, like those things have to become the big thing. Then you will progress much faster, even more. And that is what other teachers didn't have earlier. Like they didn't have the discipline or the basics. The discipline and basics are very important in this thing. Like
they don't have
in moving forward.
they don't have the integrity, because for you to be a student, you have to be willing to be wrong at any given time so that you can be right. But what happens is,
Yes.
when if one of, is just say if Bobby Hemmett was here right now, I bet you I can turn Bobby Hemmett into a flat earther right now if he's honest. But if he's not honest, he gonna argue with what I'm saying, which is really irrefutable.
Because what has happened is a lot of people have built up a lot of theories already on the basis of the other model. Now they have to break down all those theories because this will put all of them out of the water. Now they have to be able to, like, it's a whole structure they have to throw down completely, because people got so into all the Star Wars and that thing and Star Trek and all of this, that thing, that people cannot break down all of that structure to, you know, all this mind programming which has been done, because a lot of the literature they're reading comes from the same source, from the people. Like, for example, the Sumerian things were coming from Zechariah Sitchin, and Zechariah Sitchin was a person which belongs to these people only, what you call the government. He's a that thing. So whenever he came up with all of that was based on those things only. So, like, I mean, there is so much misinformation which people are dealing with, even in the truther community, that that's why I'm saying, when you come down to basics, there is nothing to, like, there can be nothing wrong about touching the earth, for example. You know, like, you have to get down to the, like, right diet is right diet. I mean, touching the earth is touching the earth. Connecting with nature is connecting with nature, which is Shakti again. You know, like, so there can be no arguments about it from anybody. Like, nobody can say that there's something wrong in that. You know, it's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of actual doing, you know. So
Hey, at this time, what I'm gonna try to do, right? I'm gonna try to share my screen with you real quick, because I got something that I want to ask you about in reference to this conversation. When we talk about the Black conscious community, you are familiar with the Dogon tribe. I'm not sure if you are or not, but what I would say is, how familiar are you with the Kananga? The Kanaga?
the Kanaga. It's Kananga. Like, I'm familiar with the Dogon tribe, with the Sirius, like about the star Sirius and all those.
You got
things.
it. You got it. What I'm gonna do at this time, I'm gonna share my screen.
Yeah.
And I wanna ask you some questions. So, let me see. Where's my? Here we go. So if you can see this picture of Kali with the devil, just let me know. Can you see it?
Yes, I'm seeing it. Yeah, I'm seeing it.
All right. Yeah. So my question to you, hold on just a second. Just 1 second. Let me get something else. Sorry about that. Hold on.
No. Take your time.
So this picture this is what I'm looking for here. All right. So when we talk about Bobby Hemmett, the Black conscious community, you can see the Dogon Kananga is in the middle there at the top. And for so many years
I can see that.
And for so many years, and for so many years in the Black conscious community, they've taught that this Dogon Kananga means the Sirius star system. And I
Yes.
come along, young brother Sanchez, telling all the big teachers in the community, hey, I'm a young, humble black man. I figured something out about the ancestors' Kananga that we're wrong about. And I'm telling everyone in the black conscious community, everybody of you listening to me, because I
Yes.
got someone on a panel right now who's very versed in Vedic cosmology. Now,
Yes.
this is my message, that the Dogon Kananga has nothing to do with Sirius. Why would the Dogons be marching around with Sirius constellation on their doggone heads? Get real. Now, if you
No,
look,
no, no.
if you look below the Dogon Kananga, you see a mother goddess called Mama Amma, and you can see her with her hands raised up, and
Amma. I can see Amma. Yeah.
she is the Kananga.
AMA.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be done in 1 minute.
And Kali
Yeah. Just let me finish this for 1 minute, please. This
Yeah.
goddess Amma is the Kananga. All right, she's
Yes.
also the bee goddess and the Vesica Pisces. But why I brought this up to you
Yes.
is because this Kananga is also Mama Kali. So when we talk
Yes.
about syncretism, I'm giving you syncretism because I'm saying that the Kananga, Kali, the mother goddess, the bee goddess, the Vesica Pisces, the Norse world tree is all the same thing. And now when I do that, that changes the game. That's a big game changer because now we see that the devil is now the diva. So the reason I'm pointing this out is because the trident is the balance and scales. And if you look at Mama Amma, she got two buckets right there balancing them because she's also Ma'at. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, let me say something before I turn the mic over. Hey, and this is not to be disrespectful to you, Lotus. Lotus, just allow me to finish sometime.
I'm not like I saw that, like I looked at this, the whole thing, and it is same as Kali. That hands up and down were the forearms of Kali. Yes, it was the same thing. Yeah.
So you agree with me on all of that, huh?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that, and I'm just gonna say that I'm just gonna make you a fun joke about the devil thing. Anyways, like it just came to my mind when you brought that up, because in Sanskrit, Shakti is called Devi. Okay, Devi. So it's Devi is like the soft D is not there in English, so it is a DEVI in English. Okay, so if you put DEVI and put a L in front of it, what will you get? The devil. Okay. So all, like, even Kali is a Devi. So it's called Mahakali Devi. So okay. So the name for goddess is Devi in Sanskrit, and the same Devi becomes devil in the West.
Wow. This is deep stuff. You know what? We got so much to learn from you, and like I said, we're gonna do more and more of these. Give us a thumbs up. Listen, let me make sure y'all subscribe to Lotus Ocean, because I'm going to be collaborating with him and, if possible, Sujoy as well. And we're going to be talking about this Vedic cosmology. Now, before we get out of here, what I will do, if it's okay with you, Lotus, I'll put the link out there in the chat, and we'll let the people get their questions in if they got any questions for you before we go. Would you like to answer the people's questions?
Yeah, I mean, if there are anything like which you think is important, I mean, you decide. I mean, whatever you find it's like needs to be addressed, we can address it.
Okay, no doubt. So people in the chat, we can do that. You can type your questions out there in the chat room, and I can ask him the questions right now. So that's what we'll dedicate the last couple of minutes to the show doing. We got the first question we got is flatasfuck.com said, I would love to hear his perspectives on eclipses, Rahu and Ketu.
Yes. I mean, Rahu Ketu cause the eclipse. I mean, that's why in the ball earth model, you can't really tell how the eclipses happen if you don't bring Rahu and Ketu into it, which are the shadow grahas in Sanskrit, in the Vedic astrology, in the Jyotish.
The shadow
They are the
grahas.
shadow grahas. Okay, and they are shadows only, and that's why when they come in front, that's why they call this called the solar and the lunar eclipse. You know, when the moon all turns red and stuff. I mean, that is not happening because of any shadow. You can't turn red from a shadow, like, you know, you have to have like some sort of a screen coming and giving that tint to the moon, you know, like, so yeah. I mean,
So
eclipses happen from Rahu, and that's why in the Vedic mathematics and stuff, like when they used to like they could tell eclipses beforehand. You know, they just by the motions of Rahu and Ketu, they could tell when eclipses will happen. You know, they could predict eclipses just like more like even than what modern science can. You know, like they could predict much more earlier. You know, for hundreds of years, which eclipses are going to happen just by the motions of these two bodies.
okay, so these grahas was basically part of our celestial luminary.
Yeah. So
In other words,
yeah, because yeah, they
yeah,
are not seven. They're not seven. There are nine in Vedic. It's nine. So
yeah, it's 9.
make the 9. Yeah, yeah.
Now a question. Oh man, did
I mean, I
I
have a
lose?
book on them. Like, I had written a book on them in 2001, like, which is available on Amazon. Like, there's a book I wrote on Rahu and Ketu itself.
You said that they are shadows. Would you say that they are portals or like some sort of a black hole?
Not exactly that. I mean, they have various aspects to them. I would suggest, like, I mean, it's a very deep topic, like Rahu Ketu. It's a very broad topic. Like, they are actual shadows when it comes to the like physical covering, but they have a lot of esoteric aspects to them, like the Kundalini, the third eye. They connect to all of those things. So, I didn't want to go into that just right now. Like, it's
You know when you
it's a very broad topic.
you know when you shine light on a shadow, the shadow cease to exist. In other words, once you put light on a shadow, the shadow goes away. So when you look at an eclipse, what I see is a dark hole that's absorbing light itself. Shadows can't do that, so I have to
I mean, it's not
question
a
if they
shadow
just.
like that. I mean, shadow is like an English word, because in English, like, that word is being used. It's not just a shadow, like, you know, like suns have a shadow, like when we are standing, we have a shadow. It's not a shadow like that. Okay.
Okay, hey,
It's
we're
just
gonna.
called shadow for nomenclature. It's a graha actually. It's in Sanskrit, it's a graha, just like any other graha.
Okay.
So
look,
yeah, it's not.
Listen, we
So
gotta
it's
we
not
gotta
dependent
move
on,
on.
like,
We gotta move on. We gotta move on. You listen.
Yeah.
All right. We gotta go to the next question. Your questions are building up on you. So shout out to my brother Fam G. He says, what about reincarnation and the afterlife?
Yes. Like reincarnation is real. Like, I mean, so afterlife is whatever you have done in this life. Accordingly, you get the afterlife. Like the actions, everything depends on actions in this multiverse. Action is supreme.
Do you believe that people can be reincarnated as like roaches and rats?
I mean, that is not bound to happen that easily or simply. Yeah, but you can get lower births or higher births. I mean, both are possibility either way. But usually, no being does that kind of actions that it will deserve that kind of thing immediately. Like,
Okay.
usually it doesn't happen.
How do crop circles form? Are they man-made or some other beings
No,
making
crop
them?
circles are not man-made at all. Like crop circles, there is nothing. No man can go out there and make that. No, people can't even make them on a piece of paper, let alone make them in a field. I mean, I've been dealing with them for 10 years, and they happen in an instant. You know, there's nothing there, and then there.
So what are they? Are they messages?
They are messages. Yeah, I mean, like I would suggest people to. I have more than 200 films on them. They should go and look. There is an introduction film, and there is all kinds of films.
Yes,
So
go ahead and subscribe to Lotus Ocean. He has a lot of videos on crop circles.
Crop circles, and the thing, crop circles are like they are everything. They are energy, yantras, mantras, tantra, all mathematics, sacred geometry. Like,
What's the purpose? What's the purpose of them?
I mean, the purpose is like first it's showing that there are other realms. There are things. There's not just physical, like which we or there's not just 3D. There's not just what they have been telling us. You know, it is
Okay.
like a complete. It is, and it is something which you can actually see in the physical on Earth, but is paranormal at the same time.
Okay.
It's normal and paranormal at the same time, in the sense that everybody can go there. Everybody can go into the popsicle, walk in it. People can see it. People can. It's real. Like it's like nobody can deny it. You know, just like
Well,
there is
maybe,
no curvature. Like,
maybe that this reality exists within several realities, and sometime something happened in those other realities that echoes in this one. So, sort of to
yeah, but
speak.
these are deliberate.
Hold on. Oh man.
But crop circles are deliberate. Like, they're not like just like energies are merging
Yeah,
randomly.
yeah. I just want to finish saying what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I done forgot. Hold on. What I was saying was, if there are multi-realities existing within the same time and space as us, what if people erect certain spiritual things in these other realities that we can't see, but these things are so spiritual that we can see? For example, like, what if a crop circle is the bottom of a building in another reality, and we just can't see the reality, but we walking on the foundation of it, saying it's a crop circle in this one? I'm just being,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a deep thinker
Yeah, I
right
mean,
now.
obviously they're like, I mean, it's more like a stamp
Yeah.
from the other reality into this reality, like a
Yeah,
stamp.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
so
like a
I'm gonna
stamp.
go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. I'm
yeah,
gonna
it's
go
a
to
stamp
you.
only.
Got you. It's a stamp. So I'm gonna go to your next question. If you try not to
Yes.
be so repetitive, because we don't want your questions to build up on you. Is there a way to retain all of the knowledge that you had from a previous life when you resurrect?
Yes, it's called coherence. The more coherent you are at the moment of death, before the moment of death, the more memory you can push through into the future.
I thought so. So the word coherent means logical and
Uh,
consistent. It means
yeah, it means like everything holistic. Holistic
yes,
means whole, from all sides.
yes.
Like like people.
You have to let me finish sometime, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you had finished. I thought you had finished. Okay,
No.
that's what.
I put up the definition of coherent. I was going to start reading it to him, but you go ahead. You doing a good job giving us the definition.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I thought I was going like what coherence just actually means holism, like being whole, like holy. When you use the word holy, HOLY, to use a W into it, so it becomes WHOLY. Like the more holistic something is connected from each side, then it stays together, and it's got a basis and it takes forward. That's what coherence is like having all-sided approach, like from all sides, not leaving any side. That's what coherence is, actually.
Okay.
Like,
So
I don't know what definition they give on the dictionary or
yeah,
whatever. Like,
yeah, you did a good job with it. So the next
yeah.
question I have is from James Richard. Shout out to James Richard. Hold on. James Richard asks, do both Rahu and Ketu cause eclipses or just one?
No, both of them.
So there is two shadow beings. This is awesome.
Unless, yeah,
Go ahead.
not just shadow. We won't call them shadow anymore. We will call them grahas.
Okay. So let me see if I have any more. My sister, your sweet place says, oh, how do we know if we're okay? We're gonna talk about astral projection here in a minute. Let me see. I think I'm missing a question.
Okay.
Hey man,
Astrophysics will come next time.
I'm appreciating all the love in the chat room, man. Flat power. Hey, so what about sun gazing?
Sun gazing is good at just early in the morning or in the evening when the sun is going down. Like only at those two times is beneficial.
Okay. All right. So listen. Let me see here. We got any more questions out there? Okay. Yeah. How does the moon light up? We know that it don't get its light from the sun. The moon is very strange. Can you give us a little secrets about it?
A moon is self-illuminated.
Okay.
It is lit up by the power of the goddess, the lunar goddess, like Luna Shakti.
Okay, and I noticed that a lot of Westerners, we don't like to say things like gods and goddesses when we deal with science, but they just change the
Yeah, but
words.
science is like, I mean, it is a different kind of light. I mean,
Yeah, I was
scientifically,
gonna
it was
listen,
like
listen, listen,
cool.
listen, listen, listen. Let me finish saying what I'm saying, brother. In
Yeah,
Western world, we don't use the words like gods and goddesses when we deal with science, but I'm commending you on that because what they do is they trade the words gods and goddesses for other scientific words instead of them naming a god or goddess, for example, where the ancestors would have said a certain name of a goddess to represent a certain scientific aspect. They just name it something scientific. For example, hey, shout out to my sister Nikki. She says love and respect to Bro Sanchez live. Love what you doing. Thank you, my sister. Appreciate the donation. What I was pointing out to you was that Ocean is that basically Morgan Ellis said your patience is inspiring. Big love. I love y'all. Appreciate the donations. I really appreciate that. Hey, what I was trying to get at here before we wrap this up was that gods and goddesses are being used in heliocentric science. You may call something gravity, but the ancestors may have called it, for example, by a name. Gravity is still a name, and it's a force.
yes,
So a god is just that, a force given with a name. And so I just wanted to point that out. We bring
yes.
back the creator into the sciences, and it's easy to exclude the creator from the sciences even when you're in flat earth, because we have things like, hey, just stick to the no curvature, no spin. No one want to talk
Oh,
about the spiritual phenomena taking place at the center of the earth and the spiritual aspect that clearly exists. So thank you again for
and
joining us.
yeah, and one more thing I would like to add to that is that even with the moonlight, okay, one can look at its physical characteristics, that it is cooling and it is different. It has got totally different aspects from sunlight. And one can go into that, and there's no harm in going into that. And those are aspects and qualities which you can see on the physical level, even. And at the same time, you can have the spiritual aspect and the material aspect both at the same time. So there's no need to create a gulf between the two. That's all I was wanting to add. That's all.
Hey, and I'm going to say this has been an awesome show. You know, me and Santos Bonacci had a show scheduled, and we never did make that happen. Santos Bonacci is awesome. I see he recently did a show with the Sun and Moon Group. I just want to say to you, Lotus Ocean, I have so much respect for you because you spoke with Santos Bonacci. He actually reached out to you for some information. Now your channel is not as big as his, and maybe that's why you're willing to collaborate with me as quick as him.
I mean,
Now,
my channel is. I mean, I don't have any talks and that things on my channel mostly. Okay, so my channel is mostly sound and light, mostly sound, music, and crop circles and things like that. It's not to do with like talking and things like that at all. So and I never cared over how big it is. I mean, even if I didn't have a single subscriber, I mean, I'll be still doing what I'm doing anyways out there. So there is no that thing. Like for me, it doesn't matter like what subscriber, who subscribes, who doesn't subscribe, or anything like that. The only thing I liked about you was that you were going in the right direction, and flat earth, veganism, and some basics, actually bringing some basics into it. And that's what I wanted to stress, that more basics are required in the truther community. Otherwise, there'll be no actual that thing like because I can see it from an outsider's point of view, So like I look at it from an outsider's point of view, and I see that it'll just plateau out and nothing like really moves forward. So that's what I wanted to like reach out to people, that they should get this term called primary basics foundation into their vocabulary and their system about all these things. When they're learning about these things, which is a good thing to learn about all the new things and take new information, because information is also useless unless it has some kind of translation to knowledge and coherence of some sorts, Right. So.
Hey, listen, man. You gotta forgive me. You know why? I just called you Otis motherfucking Lotion, man. Hold on. You know all of my people out there laughing their ass off. That's funny. I want you to see.
I mean, you can call me Otis Redding, even it won't matter.
We gotta put that on the wall, man. Y'all can't see that, but it say Otis Lotion. We gotta remember that shit. Flat Power, Otis Lotion in the building. Hey, let me quit playing. I enjoyed this show today, man. My brother Otis Lotion. I mean Lotus Ocean. And I'm just adding a little humor here, but I admit I fucked up with that one, that Otis Lotion. Hey, I'm just.
You can learn the Sanskrit of it as well. You can say Kamal Sagar.
Now listen, we got to have more of these. Before I close out, let me just say, hopefully we can arrange something with Santos Bonacci. I'm not going to continue to reach out to him. No, I'm going to let him reach out to me. Because I'm going to tell you something. I don't think it's going to happen, or it would have been happened, but it would be good. That's what I'm going to say. So shout out to Santos Bonacci. I don't know where we went wrong on that, but a huge shout out to Lotus Ocean. Because, yes, I've been wanting to deal with somebody that's relative to what I teach. What do you think about Santos Bonacci before we go? Because
Santos has got two things right now, which he's concerned about is flat earth and vegetarianism. Okay, Vedic thing, he's just sort of learning, he's beginning the thing, and vegetarianism, which he's promoting, which is a very good thing, that he's promoting vegetarianism and he's promoting the flat earth. And other than that, like the Vedic aspect of that thing, he's very new to it. Like he's just started in that, so because he mostly worked on like tropical astrology syncretism and the Bible relations to the planets and how the signs relate to all of that things, Jesus and the 12 disciples and all of that, which is the sun and the 12 signs, and Jesus came from Zeus, came from Jupiter, all those things. Like he comes from that particular angle and side of things, so, but I would say like he is in his own that thing, like he's sort of learning, like in terms of like diet or other basics, he's still sort of on a learning path with that right now. So I mean, and like the thing is, when people become more big and they are actually like talking a whole lot more, and I mean he gives a lot of interviews and like hundreds of things. I mean, I hardly give any interview or anything, I'm like, I stay outside of the public thing mostly, like stuff. Okay. So like yeah.
Listen, let me give a shout out. Let me give a shout out to Flat Plane Mr. P. Thank you for the donation, my brother. I couldn't continue on the way I'm going without y'all support, so I really appreciate that. I have another question for you that I forgot. Someone asked, does your cultural background acknowledge Jesus? Does Jesus fit in your spirituality in any way?
I mean, Jesus as what? I mean, as a person? I mean, it's the name has come from. I mean, the whole story has come from Christian. The story has come from that thing, Egypt. It's come from. I mean, it's connected to other things. It's not what they've said in that one book. I mean, the word Zeus existed before the word Jesus. And Jupiter existed before that, and Brihaspati existed before that. I mean, so like, where do we want to take this exactly? I mean, if you look at it, everything will be found in the Vedic thing at some point, at some level. Like, if you take the dots back, like.
So let me just thank you once again, Lotus Ocean, for coming onto the show. And let me just say that it's been 2 hours. It's been an excellent show. Like I said, we're gonna have plenty more to come, y'all. So don't worry. We're gonna let him go at this time because I know, you know, we probably gotta get away from us. He on a different time zone. But this is not the end of this. So just consider this a part one. And to Lotus Ocean, I will be sharing your channel. I will be continuing to keep in touch with you, and we're gonna make this a
yes. I mean, I see it as like that only. I'm seeing that I'll be reaching out to people through you and your work, anyways. So which is why I did that. I mean, otherwise, because I don't come out that often. Like you'll see about me. Like I'm not a person who actually is on every show or comes out and does everything. Like I'm not that kind of being. So
hey, I just want to say I like your energy, and I think you're very knowledgeable. You're someone that I definitely would like to speak to more and continue to build a friendship with. And let me also say shout out to Jay Ganesh for setting this all up, because I didn't know at first that Jay was going to introduce me to you. I thought Jay was doing the interview, and I just want to say this has been awesome. So both of you guys, please keep in touch with me. Let's make this a normal podcast. So this will be part one. And I just want to say, man, thank y'all again. So get in the email, and just remember too, Lotus, anytime you want to teach something or speak, or you have an idea, send me an email and I'll crank up a live stream, and we'll let you have the floor. You can teach to everyone.
Yeah, we've got the ball rolling now. So it'll be easy from now on. Like I think it'll be easier. It'll get easier in time as we go on and on forward.
Yeah, it will be, man. Yeah. Hey, I want to say thank you again, man. Flat power, and I'm gonna let you go, my brother. And thank you too, Jay Ganesh. Yeah. Much love to both of you guys.
Okay then. Okay.
All right.
Adios.
All right, now. See you next time. To everybody that's still with us, what I'm gonna do real quick, just for the people real quick. First of all, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for all the love that I saw in the chat room. And yeah, I had to be patient because, you know, there was a couple of times I was cut off, but this is not a debate. That's why I was able to be patient. If it was a debate, I would have been going in. But he reached out to me to come on here and speak his mind. And actually, he did me a favor coming on here and reaching out to me. Shout out again to Lotus Ocean. I'm learning now that when we build, to just be brief with my questions and fall back. People from other cultures, they don't understand pausing, like they don't know when I'm done talking, and there's also a delay. So I didn't want to be disrespectful to him. Shout out again to him. I put the link to his channel there. He was an awesome fella. All right. And like I said, he said a lot of real stuff, and he confirmed things that I always knew. Not only about Bobby Hemmett, the conscious communities, but the flat earth community. Scared to talk about a lot of the spiritual things, you know, to get into a lot of the deep talks, the spirituality of the ancients. Hey, peace and much love to all of y'all, man. I'm out.
Thanks for having us, man. Flat power, brother.
No doubt, flat motherfucking power.